So today we're looking at a Charlie Parker lick, how we can play it, how we can understand it, but also how we can use it on a really funky chord progression that only has 2 chords. And 2 chords that we're going to play really funky. We're going to record the funky chords on our looper. We're going to have some layers on top of those chords, and then we're going to have the line on top of it. I'm pretty old-fashioned. I like to have a piece of paper in my hand, so if you want to follow along, there's a PDF for free download, and I also made a jam track so that you can use the Charlie Parker lick on the jam track, but of course I would rather have you record your own loop. But let's start in peace of mind with the line. The line, as you might have been thinking already, is a 2-5-1 from Charlie Parker, and I forgot where I have it from, but I'm going to play it for you. It's in D flat major, so the line goes like this. Genau. And so it's E flat minor, 7, A flat 7, and D flat major. Chord progression, just our normal 2-5. If we want to analyze this line, we can think just 5-1. We're just going not to think about the 2 chord at all, and it's going to be way easier to understand. So then we're going to think just 5 and then 1. So the line starts on the G flat, which would be like the flat 7 on the A flat 7, right? And then we have a double chromatic approach from below to the C. Right, so I already love that. If you know your arpeggio and your chord tones, you can just use any dominant 7th chord, find the flat 7, and then approach the 3, the 3rd of the chord, from below. And just like for a moment, let's do that. With another flat 7, right? And like this, we can use different fingerings and already, you know, practice knowing what we're doing. We're making a conscious decision on the A flat 7, the G flat is the flat 7, there's 1, right? So we're finding orientation on our fretboard, not with a visual, like diagrams, but with thinking, right? We're thinking G flat, flat 7, and then we're thinking, where is the 3rd? Let's find the target note first, the 3rd will be here, and then let's approach it double chromatic from below. That shouldn't be too hard once you found your 3. So then, I think in this line he's using a lot of triads and some like color notes. So the next note is an F. On the A flat 7, that would be the 13, right? And then he's playing, which is like the plain triad, right? In bebop, people play a lot of triads, right? Not like triad pairs, you know, not like the complex Walt Weiskopf stuff or whatever, but just like the triad of the chord. The chord is A flat 7, the triad is A flat, so he's playing the 13, and then a descending E flat, C, A flat. Right, and if we break it down like this, we can understand it, and each little part of this line can become something that we play, instead of having a huge line that we can't use anywhere. So now let's do that. Find all the 13s, here's a 13, right, and then let's play a descending A flat triad starting on the E flat. Right, and I'm using different fingerings and playing the same stuff, always highly recommended. And so that's what's happening on the A flat. We have the flat 7, double chromatic approach to the 3, going to the 13, and the triad. Right, we could play it straight. Right, and now we're on the D flat major chord, and here he's playing like the 9, that would be the E flat. And again, a descending triad, but this time it's sort of an inversion if you want to. D flat, A flat, F. D flat, A flat, F. Right. Always also like to see the shape. So it's still a D flat triad, but just not in root position, but we could say the first inversion. So starting on the 9. Right, and now we have a little something on the major chord, and then he ends on the B flat. That would be, I wouldn't necessarily say that that's a 13, I would say that's a 6, right? Maybe thinking of a D flat 6 chord. So let's play it again. Right, and there are many ways to play this line. I'm playing it in the 8th position up here because like this, I can stay in the position so each finger stays in its fret. Right, and if I stay in this position, I'm having a little of a struggle here. Pinky, pinky, pinky. Right, so I'm just saying, playing the same fret with the same finger sometimes can be hard, but I find that a nice exercise. Right, and so I would advise you to, first of all, I did do that in this video a little bit in the reverse way. So first of all, start with playing it slowly, 10 repetitions, no mistakes, then get it up to speed. I'm thinking 60 notes here because it's going to be a funky lick. So I'm not playing 8 notes, but 60 notes. Right, and then I would just like, if I practice, just go up by 10 beats per minute or something like this. Until I find the spot where I can't play it anymore, so I urge you to raise the tempo to that spot. So that's how I would start, so you have a technical exercise. Then look at it like we did in the beginning. Say the name of the notes one time, the intervallic structures, but understand it, because if you understand it like, okay, I'm thinking 5-1, I'm starting on the flat 7. That sounds like a complete different way of understanding it to your brain, instead of I have to put the finger here and then I'm in the 11th fret on the G string, right? So that's very guitar idiosyncratic. We want to get away from that. We want to know what we're doing. We want to know the name of the notes. And we want also to understand that's a flat 7 on the A flat 7. So that's how a flat 7 sounds also. Right? And then, so practice it and then understand it. And then let's record, favorite part of the video, let's record a 2-bar funky chord progression, right? So, by the way, you can have the PDF and a link to a Dropbox folder below in the description box, where you get also access to a short jam track, but I would rather have you record your own chords. So one chord would be the E flat minor 7/9 for 1 bar, and then the A major. I find that already so cool. It sounds so cool, sorry. So E flat and A major. And then I'm playing a 60-note rhythm, something like, you know, you can tuck it. And then you be sure that you don't be too loud, because then, so I think I want to have, you know, I don't want to be careful in my right hand, but if I'm too loud from the amp, I'm going to be careful. So I'm finding a volume where I can, yeah. Oh God. So I'm going to play those chords. This chord is going to stay, then I'm going to play this one and this one. And I'm going just to record it on top of this loop. So I can stack it. So I have myself a nice little loop, and now I'm going to play this line that is a 2-5-1 in D flat major. I'm going to play the entire line over the E flat minor 7 chord in 60 notes, and you can do your own analysis of each note on the E flat minor, and you're going to see that that works as well. That's something that I like, you know. I always think about bebop lines a little bit like calculus or something, you know, like they're very logical. They're like logic in it. So if a line is really good in itself, you can basically do whatever you want with it. So now I'm going to play this line on the E flat minor 7 chord, but on the A major I'm just going to improvise. So let's hear that song. Yes, so if you like stuff like this, I would like to welcome you in my Jazz Guitar Coffee Club. It's running, up and running since 2 weeks. We have a new video like this. It has mostly a chord progression, a cool lick, but maximum length of 5 minutes. So it's a new video every Sunday with a PDF, and there are already some people there. Thank you so much for supporting me there, and it's going to be really a lot of fun. That feels really awkward still. So working on my marketing skills. But anyways, if you're interested, the link is below. The link is below. A link for that below. See you around. Bye.